Hello again. Welcome to another episode of The Burning Bush. It's a podcast me and my friend started. My name's Spencer.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Zach.
And we're just here talking about life from the perspective of three Jewish teenagers living in a major metropolitan area that is Houston, Texas. And just,
H-Town.
what goes on up there. Okay. This episode, we're going to be talking about evolution. And just like how humans came to be the dominant species of the world. We noticed how that happened and how life became so incredibly complex and intelligent. First of all, I should preface all of this by saying, like, we're all taking a world history class in the grade that we're currently in. Yeah, WAP. We talked about it last episode. World history, AP. If I'll have anything to say specifically on that, it's a pretty cool class. It just talks about how humans got from being
cavemen,
like hunter-gatherers to modern day. So I think it's a really, really interesting class. Personally, for me, I don't want to get too far into this as a tangent, but I think that it's been one of the more interesting classes I've taken.
It's probably it might actually be my favorite class that I've taken. Because not only do we actually talk about history, but along with it, we learn life lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
totally.
like the content, but
the workload is
like
super
work.
heavy.
And plus we all can clearly tell that the teachers that teach WAP are also some of the best teachers at our school.
Regardless of the class, we learned, one of the first things we learned there was
Neolithic Revolution.
Right. The Neolithic Revolution, the thing that set humans on the path of forming societies and communities was
agriculture.
Yeah, the agricultural revolution, and what basically caused
society today and kind of split off gender.
Right.
It's kind of the pivotal point of all pivotal points in history. It's definitely by far, in my opinion, the most important one, because without the introduction of agriculture, we would be who knows where.
It's what caused us to settle down.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
We would still be hunter-gatherers, and we wouldn't if without agriculture, we wouldn't be able to develop all the technology we have. We wouldn't be able to establish and have as big as families, kind of even work, kind of. It's just,
yeah. I also think when we developed agriculture, it caused.
It also caused social class, because the man who controlled
labor specialization,
and it also the man who owned the fields was the master of their society. And the people who worked on the fields were the lowest point in society.
What do you think, though, was the biological shift that actually brought humans to develop all these crazy advanced technologies like agriculture that the apes haven't or didn't? Because
first of all, we're preventing that ourselves, because we definitely control a lot of the ape population in the world.
They're all
I'm talking about before humans, when humans started to divulge and become a new species apart from apes. What is the difference?
Well, first of all, we had to evolve from being apes, and once we evolved from being apes, we realized that we were more advanced. Our body was different. We were stronger, faster.
Well, there were the.
I don't think we are stronger or faster.
We might not be stronger.
It was right before Homo sapiens.
Okay, wait, no, we definitely are.
I don't know.
I think it was that one, or it was another one. They're actually bigger and stronger than humans,
but they're not.
They're not around anymore.
Do you think apes have the capacity? Do you think apes are self-aware?
No, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
They are?
Definitely.
I'm pretty
They
sure
just- they just-
aren't all animals like self-aware.
Almost all of them are self-aware.
Not all, but
I don't
a
think
lot of them.
so.
A lot of them.
The
are.
whole point about like putting like an animal in front of a mirror. Have you
Uh-huh.
seen those videos? There
Oh,
there
that's
there are
what you
these
mean by
videos where you like put a mirror in front of like just
a pet.
no
Any
yes,
animal?
but also like in the jungle. I've seen
Oh.
videos of like you put
Oh.
mirrors in a jungle and you like put a camera up to see like the reactions, and like apes and gorillas and like a bunch of different animals, they see their reflection in the mirror,
Yeah.
having never seen anything like that before, and assume it's another animal of their same species. So like
I see.
gorillas, you see these gorillas like attacking the mirrors
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that
Yeah,
video actually.
Well,
because-
they're gonna get bad luck now.
because they see it as like a different,
Yeah, I got you.
that's what I'm saying. Like maybe they're not. Could that be the thing that like pushed humans to be like, you know what, like a sense of self, understanding that you are your own person and stuff like that.
Again, that came with evolution. We grew like a differently structured brain, and that
Mhm.
allowed us to
Yeah.
be self-aware.
Oh.
That allowed us to think differently.
Some people say that. I think there's like a theory or something that apes started using psychedelics, and that's what made them. And that's what made them smarter.
That's
like, creative
That
and stuff.
cannot be.
I don't think like
No.
No, like mushrooms and stuff. Like they found them, they ate them, and then they just like
oh.
they had some trips or something.
So
Maybe
what
they
you're
spoke to
implying is that
aliens,
the
I don't know.
The apes that ate mushrooms started becoming
Oh,
us.
Well, also
They got more creative.
So we're all just apes on mushrooms.
apes are omnivores, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
So
I think it depends on which one.
I'm pretty sure most of them are.
what do you think? What do you think a psychedelic trip would feel like from the point of like of an animal, of an ape? That'd be like weird. Anyway,
I feel like it'd actually be like normal, but
I mean, like, what is it like to be like, if you're like a dog or something, you eat like a bunch of like weed
okay.
brownies.
Okay, anyway.
moving on. I think another thing could be the development of language.
Mm.
Like the fact that humans are able to formulate a list of words
vocabulary,
and that
And grammar.
allow people to communicate
And
verbally.
Instead of making, well, I mean, we are just making sounds when we talk, but we're doing it more complex.
There's so many
It's in a
different,
more
like,
organized
There's so
fashion.
many,
way
like,
more organized.
You know, there's like thousands of different like combinations of sounds. Right now.
I'm-
But yeah, there's also like
just,
prefixes
like,
and
know
suffixes that you can like
I'm able to
mix around with
recognize
words and
not
change
only
them to be different.
I can recognize like not only the words that you are saying based on the sounds that are coming out of your mouth, but also like the inflection that you give those sounds can tell me like what mood you're in
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think apes really have that, but just moving on through evolution, there is the whole big theory of like the missing link, like the thing between ape and man. I don't
Yeah.
think that's like really scientifically backed. I don't know for sure, but it's really cool to think about like what the actual animal in like its life-size form between ape and man.
Well, I mean, I think there's no such thing as that now, because by the time that the apes that became us got to like what we are, we probably managed to hold back the other apes.
People also say that there was like how there's a missing link between us and apes, but like people say there are no like other transitional species, I guess that's what you'd call it, between like like lizards and like the dinosaurs.
Fish and
no,
lizards.
not the dinosaurs.
Fish and
Yeah, like
lizards.
fish and lizards and stuff.
Some of
like
the
how
first
fish like
organisms,
got
yeah.
on land.
Or like how other animals like turn into mammals.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Where are all those links?
What I don't see is how like apparently like the chicken is the closest related animal to a dinosaur.
Really?
I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure that's a
you
thing.
would think it would be like a crocodile.
You
or
think it'd be a
something.
lizard, but I'm pretty sure it's like
Well, no, the dinosaurs became birds.
I'm pretty sure I read this somewhere.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, some dinosaurs did have feathers.
That's true.
Well, we don't really know what any
Well, there's like
Okay,
dinosaur
from
different.
what
look
Aren't
we
there
know-
different
from
eras
what we
of
know.
dinosaurs? Like I think
Yeah,
they
there's
they
different eras,
started
that's
to have
true.
feathers maybe,
hmm
and then it just went on from there.
I mean, from what we know, there's been like dinosaurs that have
Well, I
feathers and beaks.
This is a bit of a tangent, but like because we are so much more evolved, do you think like dinosaurs became extinct because of like an ice age that was caused by a very large meteor that struck the Earth? Do you think if that same scenario played out now, we would be able to withstand it with our technology?
We wouldn't get wiped out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Are you
'cause
sure?
We're on the
Yes.
whole like planet. So
Yeah,
unless it was something
But
that was
so are dinosaurs. Or
No,
so
they
were
no
they.
they might have not been.
was there were they there before?
No,
or
wait.
after
Wait.
Pangea?
Yeah, no, they were probably there
During it?
during Pangea.
I think
So
they
everything
moved
was
to-
more closely.
What if that's not even
Everything
what
was
killed them,
closer
though?
to each other.
Isn't
It
that,
probably
isn't that
struck
only,
closer
isn't that
to
even,
where they
isn't
were.
that just a theory anyway?
The
Pangea.
meteor?
The meteor thing?
Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like is there evidence for that?
knows?
I don't have any. I mean, the
I mean,
good dinosaur thinks
We're saying
that's
so
the-
much.
I mean,
that,
we
like,
also,
don't even,
like-
we have no idea.
We also
about.
don't know what dinosaurs sound like, and we kind of assume they roared
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of like
too.
quacked or something.
Mhm.
And yeah, like what their skin and stuff was like.
So, if dinosaurs became extinct eventually, obviously apes came, and mammals and stuff came.
At first, it was a long period of time of like small mammals.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's how like those random small lizards lived. Those I think crocodiles lived through the meteor too. I'm pretty sure. So I don't think they were actually
yeah, probably a
related
bunch
to
of stuff.
dinosaurs.
Probably a bunch of stuff in the water.
Mhm.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, like water underground, possibly some like sky stuff.
Right.
The sky stuff was the
Sky
dinosaurs.
stuff.
There weren't birds then. It was just the dinosaurs that fly.
Wait, if the like, if the animals that could fly lived, what if it was the dinosaurs that could fly turned into chickens?
What?
Modern day
the,
chickens.
but the chicken being the closest one, I don't even think that's right.
I'm pretty dude. I'm like, I think
They're
I'm
they're
like,
related to them, but they're not like. I don't
I think it's the
there's no way they're
closest
the
animal on
closest
Earth.
bird.
Yeah. It is cool though, like how through like Darwinism and stuff, animals like developed like flight and just like different stuff like that. Do you think tying back to humans, like whereas some species over time developed things like flight using long wingspans in like their arms and different material under their arms and stuff, and other animals learned or other species learned how to walk on land eventually. Do you think like we just developed a new part of our brain that allowed us to be like communicative and self-aware and stuff, and just like that one switch just ended up being way more influential in the history of the world than like an animal learning how to fly? Does that make sense?
kind of, yeah.
Like, I'm just comparing the evolution from ape to man
Yeah.
to the evolution from like
Fish.
fish
To
to
lizard.
like lizard. Yeah.
You know what's weird? What's the name of those like body parts that like
Oh.
became useless after like evolving from
the
Wasn't
one
it, like-
thing?
appendix.
No. There's like different, but like appendix is one. But like, take a moment and look at your hand. This webbing is from like before. Like,
Yeah.
we have no use for
Vestigious-
this.
I don't, well, there was a term for it.
I don't know.
Last
doesn't
year
really
bio. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talked about that.
The appendix was made to
Don't we actually use those?
no,
No,
we
that's a
don't.
spleen.
So the appendix was invented
Invented.
to not right.
We invented the appendix.
The purpose of the appendix is to help humans digest raw meat. So like the acids in the appendix are supposed to like go into the meat to help it be more digestible.
We
But
can use it
because
then. We can just eat raw meat.
well now we
now
can't.
we can't because we're not used to eating raw
Aw,
meat.
man.
So
Zach, why do you think people don't go
And
around
that's-
eating raw meat?
and
You
that's
can
why
eat
the
some raw
appendix
meat.
is useless.
I mean,
And
some.
so there's also a theory that because we use less of our energy in our body to eat raw materials, like we use less of our bodily energy digesting and making sure we
Yeah.
get our energy from our raw materials or raw meat. we have more energy left over for brain power.
Oh.
Because we cook our food. It's easier for us to get energy
Maybe.
from it. I saw this in a documentary about about evolution. When we started like cooking food, it became way easier for us to like live off of lower rations and develop like more brain power.
And then
don't
after
think that's
cooking
how
food, we started
Energy
like.
works.
And then after cooking food,
That,
we started
I'm
like.
probably explaining it terribly, but like that's I believe the general gist of what we were what
Okay.
the documentary was
Nah,
discussing.
but then after cooking food, we started like compacting all of our like essential nutrients into like one food item.
I mean, that's more when you
In,
get
like,
into like
art-
industrialization and stuff.
Yeah.
Genetic engineering.
Oh, that's good.
Like in the
Okay.
future, how
I mean, first we have to screw around with like.
First, we have to transition back into make it look like we didn't edit it.
well, I mean,
And then like copying, like we did it with the cow.
Oh,
and then we like
CRISPR.
CRISPR. Yes, and then we
Genetic
had our
engineering.
first. And then we had our first. I'm pretty sure we've already had like a lab baby.
like in vitro fertilization.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean that you
Cloning, bro.
still you
No,
still
we're not at cloning.
you
Oh, yeah,
still
that's true.
need
We can't clone
There's
Like,
only
humans.
natural.
actually-
There's only natural cloning.
yes. So natural cloning is
It's
actually
like having
very
have a
cool.
twin or triplet.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
That is natural.
So
cloning.
they took
That's different.
No, it's not.
It's not
they
cloning.
took like a sheep.
But it's
I
still pretty cool.
remember exactly what this was. I saw it somewhere. I don't remember where, but they took like DNA from a sheep,
Uh-huh.
like a sheep sperm cell, and like a sheep egg cell,
Oh,
and they like put
When they clone the first cloning?
they like
Dolly the sheep?
yeah,
yeah
Dolly the sheep.
yeah, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
remember
They took like
But didn't
DNA.
Dolly die like
They
really?
took DNA
really
from a
quickly?
sheep
I don't know if that's
and put it in like this fertilized egg, and like took the other DNA out of the egg. I don't know exactly, but then like the sheep born from that egg in vitro, like was a direct clone
To its
of
parent.
genetically
that.
identical.
We have reached the primitive
Primitive.
form of cloning, and
Yeah,
we're
this
there.
is like 20 years ago.
Have you heard of
Oh,
the
yeah, that's true. We've like just started.
But even like have you heard of like
So imagine what's gonna
the
be-
spider goat or something?
Yeah.
They like took
That's been
DNA from a spider and put it in a
took
goat,
it
and
in
like
and
the
bam,
goat was
spider
able to
goat.
produce spider silk. I think
Yeah, it was, like,
we're
in the milk or
way
something.
So
closer
weird.
to like actually using this in our daily lives
And
to
then,
like improve the human race.
Yeah.
It's like choose your baby, and then you'll just like be able to select traits you want.
I wouldn't say we're gonna get that close, but I'm
No, I
talking
mean
about
eventually
like
we're gonna get
just
there.
overall humans. I feel artificially are going to make ourselves like
Even more efficient.
like healthier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I just realized
And they're
something.
gonna we're art. What?
We are we are kind of in this way similar to artificial intelligence, because we're using like our knowledge of the real world and our information that we're gathering to improve upon ourselves. It's just in a much different way.
That's just what intelligence is, I think.
That is what. Yeah.
Well,
but
yeah,
what
but,
if,
like,
what
is
if all
natural?
these
No, the
genetically
whole- no, hold on.
perfected people, what if they, like, kill all the normal people?
Non. Like we've seen in
That's-
like various random movies.
Hold on, that's not what I'm talking about. The whole fear of like artificial intelligence and super intelligence is like when we get there, the artificial intelligence will be able to like become super powerful because it can improve upon itself and get like super far reaching and smart just because of its ability to learn about itself and then make a new better version of itself.
I have
And
a
I
counter
think
theory to that.
and I think in a way, over a long period of time, that's what we're learning to do.
Yeah.
What's your counter argument?
Wait, this isn't really about evolution, but with AI, like, robots can be programmed to, like, not hurt humans. And
Yeah.
I think as long as, like, that stays in them, in their code, then we should be safe from robots killing us all.
Yeah, I guess. I do think we're getting on a bit of a tangent, So probably gonna stop here. It is also getting a little late. So thank you guys for listening again. I'll see y'all, or we'll see y'all
Next time.
on the next episode. Yeah.
We didn't research this one.
Thanks.